Hey guys, today I'm doing a review for the Arteza watercolor paints, gouache paints, and their watercolor pads. Sorry if my voice is a little scratchy, I have a bit of a sore throat today. I'm just going to share my thoughts on each product and have a little speed paint for both the watercolor and the gouache paints. There will be a link in the description to the Arteza page. It's an affiliate link, so if you choose to purchase anything through that link, I'll receive a small commission at no extra cost to you. Okay, let's get started. For the watercolors, I started by swatching the colors. I was sent a 12-piece set of their premium watercolor paints. Before I start my actual painting, I'm testing them on both the Arteza paper and a scrap of Arch's cold pressed watercolor paper. One thing I noticed quite quickly was that the colors on the tubes don't quite match the actual color of the paint. This isn't a super big deal to me since I normally swatch while painting anyways. I also noticed weird edges seem to happen when using the Arteza watercolors on the Arteza paper. I tested my normal paints on the Arteza paper and the Arteza paint on my Arch's paper to see if it would happen on both, and it only happened when the Arteza paint was used on Arteza paper. The paint has a strange texture coming out of the tube. It was kind of grainy. It was most noticeable on the lemon yellow. After my swatches dried, I also noticed you could feel them on the page. The colors are really bright and well pigmented. I had mixed feelings about the blending on these paints. On one side, they seem to bleed into other colors well, but blending them out to a super soft edge was really difficult. Also, because of the horizontal lines in the Arteza paper, the finished effect was a bit strange. It looked a million times better on my Arch's paper though. I didn't get this part recorded, but I also did a drop test with the paints compared to my current paints. On the Arteza paper, the paint didn't travel very far at all compared to my usual paint. It did better on the Arch's paper, but still not great. My normal paint did turn out really pretty on the Arteza paper though. I'm not sure why, but it also dries really fast. This might be why I had such a hard time blending it out, but I'm not really sure. My last note on these paint is that they didn't stick to my palette after drying. They just kind of crumbled and fell off. I already got some great tips on how to fix this. I just thought I would let you guys know. Overall, I wasn't a fan of these paints. Obviously, they're still useful, as you can see from the speed paint. I just didn't like them. If anything, I might just use them for pops of color in my sketchbook. Okay, now on to the gouache. Thankfully, unlike the watercolor paints, I have mostly good things to say about the gouache. The colors are great. There's a few pretty different from what I have in my reef set, like the sky blue and that super bright pink. The gray is also lighter than my reefs one, which I actually prefer. They have a really nice texture, even right out of the tube, and don't need much water to get that velvety, smooth texture you want with gouache. They're a little bit more difficult to blend, but I adjusted really quickly, and I don't think it would be a problem for anyone. It works really well with the Arteza paper. The paper warps a little, but it's not noticeable when taped down. It doesn't have a really strong smell like my Reeves paint does. It also doesn't stick to my palette, but again, I already got some tips for this that I plan on trying out. Overall, I really like these paints and will be adding a few of them to my palette. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Arteza for sending me some stuff to try out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. I'll see you guys soon.